I heard of a story of two POWs. And the two POWs, prisoners of war, they were in prison camp. The one guy heard that his wife and children had died in the war. And then the other guy, POW guy number 2, okay, has heard, got a letter, wife and kids are still alive. Guy number 1, in about a year or 2, gave up on life, curled up and died. Guy number 1. Guy number 2, all right, because he knew his wife and kids were waiting, he survived, endured all torture, he persevered all the difficult times, kept going until he was able to get out after 6 years, and saw his wife and children. Question: what's the difference between the two? Both had same circumstances. Both had similar torture. Both were in the same environment. What was the difference was what they were looking forward in the future. The first guy didn't have anything else to look forward to. Second guy, he knew his wife and kids were waiting. You see, what you believe about the future will actually dictate how you will live today. If you think that there's not going to be tomorrow, or there's not going to be no eternity, and that there's no resurrection of the dead, and then after this life we just vanish into nirvana, then guess what? Why not just go eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. But if you believe that in the future, Jesus will come to judge the living and the dead, and that just like He was resurrected from the dead, your body and my body, our bodies will also be resurrected from the dead. And if that is what you believe, that's something that you hold on to today. You know that's something, that's what you're hoping for in the future. That's going to determine how you live life today. You know, one final thought here. Your life and my life, we're all going to end up in something like this in the future. I don't mean to be morbid, right? But one day we're going to end up into something like this. But you know what separates the two sets of numbers? It's really a dash right there in the middle. A very short dash. And that short dash in the middle, okay? The dash is what we do with our lives between the time we were born and the time we actually die. And what will happen for us in the future is determined by this little dash. You know, I have a rope right here. I mean, I think about your life and my life. This red part right here would represent our life. We think we're making it big, don't we, sometimes? We think that because of certain success, we've got it made. But you know, compared to eternity, this is how our life is at, where we're at. This is how big and how long our life is. Eternity, I don't know how to measure it actually. It's actually immeasurable. But compared to eternity, our lives are not very long. And I don't know where you're at today, okay? Some of you, you're just really starting your life. Okay? That's just where you are. Some of you, maybe you're halfway through. Some of you, further along. But I hope this rope will give you at least something to think about. That this life isn't all that there is, and that this life is not very long compared to eternity. What are we investing in? What are we putting our life into? What is it that matters to us the most?